so much going on in Danny's World right now. So much to a point, there's probably a lot that you missed. Arthur Walton is a terrible, terrible person. Twisteds are immune to ice theory. Christmas tunes all interact in the Christmas room. Secret notes, poster changes, more reworks, skin changes. This is a big one. The first order of business is there's even more lore on the new festive floor inside of Danny's World. And it has to do with this little area right over here. And the reason I bring this up is if you go to this poster board, you can see that it's a Bobette meet and greet, where you could meet Bob between 9 and 11 and 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And we could probably guess that she sits in this chair and people come and get pictures with her, which is a really cool thought interaction inside of the game. But it gets way deeper than that. We'll get more into the Bobette lore later. But first of all, players are freaking out by the fact that Bobette can spawn on Dyle's floor. Not only can Bobette spawn on Dyle's floor, you can get the iced out variant on Dyle's floor. Also, have you ever heard of a side character before? Yeah, well, Bobette just totally dunked on Cosmo. Bobette said, "I swear, I feel like Cosmo himself has improved on baking. I've known that toon a very long time. He was the first ever side character introduced after all." What does that mean? Like a complimentary character? Are you just basically calling Cosmo irrelevant? Which one is it? And this shouldn't be confused with Danny's World minor characters. She specifically said side. In Danny's World, there is a plethora of minor characters that exist inside of the game. Characters that are referenced but don't have any major impact on the lore. Moving right along from that, because there's actually so much stuff. As we've grown to learn, one of the hardest parts about the Christmas event is the iced over events, and that's specifically because Twisteds don't slide on it. So somebody has a rather somebody thinks they know why. Prima Donna Namin said, "I just want to draw this because I wondered why Twisteds don't get affected by ice floors." And it's Santa Roger pointing at all the Twisteds, saying, "This is unfair. How and why do they have figure skating shoes?" So it's a meme. It's a meme, guys. They shouldn't be able to, but for some reason, they're just resistant to the ice. Imagine you struggling to balance on the ice while Twisteds are coming to you menacingly while doing a triple axel in front of you. I don't have to imagine it. It happens! But theory-wise, why is it Twisteds don't slide on the ice? There's something that's not adding up here. Also, fun fact about the mains, or rather not mains, but the lethals, if you go into roleplay, go to Toons and view their skins, you can actually change to the holiday skins, which not only is really cool in itself, actually, there's some secret lore involved. So normally if you see Dyle's hurt face, he kind of just looks a little bit frustrated. However, if you go to his skins and you go to holiday Dyle and then you go to his hurt face, you actually get something completely different. He looks way more frustrated, way angrier, like really, really angry. Why is it that Dyle's hurt face changed? That's such a unique and specifically niche call out. Well, somebody had a theory. So in case you guys didn't know, in Dandy's shop, he will randomly give you cookies. And as you can see right here, he says, "Free cookies. I made Dyle bake them." Dandy forced Dyle to bake with, the top theory being Dandy, I caught what they said, he was held hostage. I think they just had fun. Moving on from that, in one of the earlier floors, the V-Virus poster actually got changed. And as you can see right here, Britney isn't holding batteries anymore. Well, actually, let's just compare them, shall we? So I believe this is the original V-Virus. This is the new one, with the differences being that Britney isn't holding batteries anymore. They seem to be in a toon room, maybe, or at least a more comfortable space as opposed to some backstage area. These antennas are floppier, and her bow tie is slightly visible. It's not a lot, but it's interesting. Another small change. People were wondering if this was going to happen. They did, in fact, change Bobette's animation as well. It's a very subtle one. In Bobette's original poster, they made her a little bit more plump. And as you can see, they did officially end her animation as well. At this point, I'm sure you guys are getting frustrated with how much is going on with Ginger. Well, this time, it might be this main that's getting involved in the mix. So on Discord, Quell said, once again, I do ask that before we start jumping to changes that Ginger is given a try and see how she does. And the reason why Quell even said that in the first place, this user's like, hey Quell, I just wanted to give a little opinion on something. Ginger originally wasn't too similar to Cosmo, but now she's too similar to Sprout as well. I personally think in the future it would be better for her to save her own healing type that's different from Cosmo and Sprout. A healing type that makes her unique and separates her from the average healer. And that's why Quell is like, I'm not against rebalancing things, but I'd like to see how things go before jumping to changes before anyone has had a chance to fully understand Ginger's rework. Which is why currently in Danny's world, there is a very narrow poll going on if Ginger should be reverted back to her original ability or if they should keep it as the original one. If you haven't voted, your vote matters big time. Whew. Now with that all out of the way, let's get into the heavy stuff, the real tea, new lore. So I theorized this yesterday and it turns out my speculations were correct. On the new floor, in this back area, we have some juicy lore. And if you were to bring the Christmas tunes into this room, they all have their own unique interactions. Let's check it out. But to understand why the Christmas tunes interact in this way, there's a certain note that's left in the room that they all read. And this is their inherent reaction to reading said note. And it appears to be written by Bobette with literally tears on the page. Every time Christmas returns, it feels as if there is less time for me to spend with my friends. I know it's a big event for Garden View. I know I'm important. I know I do a great job every single year. I hate to be any trouble. After all, I'm perfect for my role. I've been perfect at it for years. Despite that all, despite it being my season, I have this feeling that I'm not appreciated enough, and I don't like it. Can Delilah fix it? Is it a part of me? Can someone fix it? Please, please, please. That's so sad. Let's see how those Christmas tunes react to Bobette's note. Here we go. Here's Rudy in there. So he goes up to that note, and he goes, whoa. Okay. And then Ginger says, oh, Bobette. I'm gonna guess that, aw, Cole Wines. Aw. And, Bobette says, don't remember leaving things like this. That is ominous, dude. What doesn't Bobette remember? Well, also inside of this room, there's this TV right here. So maybe this TV will remind us of what Bobette doesn't remember. Okay, so this is in the seasonal room. It's from the camera angle. Here's Bobette, and there's Arthur. So, here's Arthur. And you did so well. Oh, Jesus, that was fast. And you did so well with the last meet and greet session. Really festive. Thank you. I'm always working to spread holiday cheer. Sorry, my voice acting there was atrocious. Let me lock in. It makes me think, what if we can give out twice as many gifts this year? Bobette's shocked. Imagine all of the children's happy faces. Twice as many? But who's going to make all those presents? Arthur looks back at her. Well, you of course. Unless you don't think you can. No, I could definitely make all those presents. Well, only if you're sure. You've always been so great at sharing the spirit of the holiday. So many people are happier because of you. Thank you, Bobette. You've never caused us any trouble. Well, I have to tend to some other matters. It's been lovely catching up on our plans for the holidays. Let me know if you need anything at all. But knowing you, I doubt it. Ha ha ha. Bye. Have a happy filled holiday. And then Bobette sits up. Whoa, she just sat there doing nothing 4 hours straight. She just did nothing for 4 hours straight. Which leads me to showing off my friend's theory, Doom Lord. Normally, fans believe that Arthur was entirely innocent, manipulated by Delilah, fully cares for the tunes, literally just how the fandom threats stole us from basically good guy. Whereas in canon, Arthur is actively involved in the mental decline of tunes, Good intentions for people, really bad execution for Toons. Brushes off Delilah's concerns and blames her for when things went awry. Has literally said, but I understand the importance of companionship and friendship. Even that doesn't scream ego. I don't know what does. With all this lore going around, it seems like Arthur might be a bad guy. Or rather, not might be. He just is. Also, Dandy, who did you kill, bro? Clean up next time. Comment down below all your theories. Things are just getting spicy.